Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. It is Slytherin here to bring you another Wizards Unite adventure here with James with the Wizards news, as well as Wizard Way Chris, who will be joining in just in a few minutes once she is off work, hanging out, ready to chill, relax, come hang out, and have some really, really cool, exciting stuff for Harry Potter Wizards Unite. We have some awesome questions lined up, so I'm going to pass this over to James to introduce himself.
Hey y'all, I'm James Wright from Wizards News, and we're having fun. So yeah, let's play.
Yeah, definitely. So you've been doing a lot of videos lately, right?
Ah,
Lots and lots of videos trying to pump out some amazing content. So congratulations to you. Super awesome stuff. Lots of really, really cool stuff today. And we have a couple questions here lined up, ready to go. What's been your favorite part of the game so far?
the community, doing group events and things like that, getting together with other people. I was just out last night where we posted in our local group page, "Hey, I'm going to be doing some fortress battles. Who wants to come join me?" And we had a couple other people come out, and then there was one traveling trucker who's normally in the area, and he swung by, and it was just kind of a fun hangout. So yeah, I like doing that.
Yeah, that's super fun. I've been pretty busy, but I've really enjoyed a lot of the community as well. It's been super fun to go out do fortress raids and especially those late night ones. Like those are always fun, right?
Yeah.
Now you did quite a few in the Brilliant Flora and Fauna event, correct? What level did you end up reaching at the end?
In the flora and fauna rating,
Yeah,
or
just
um,
your event registry, your sticker
yeah,
book.
that was what, 23?
Nice,
Go up to 23. So decent.
brilliant, brilliant.
It's brilliant.
Oh man, this is awesome. Yeah, I've really enjoyed that as well, and I did a lot, especially the first day that came out. It was really really cool to see some of that and be able to really enjoy some of the adventure with that. That
Yeah.
first night, I think that I was out until like 2 in the morning, 1 or 2 in the morning, uh, just going around and trying to find some of those special things, and that was a cool event. I was actually really glad that they brought that one back, so that way we could all experience it.
Yeah. No, that was cool. Yeah. that was that was fun.
Always, yeah. Cool. So what else has been going on with you?
Oh, well, I've been doing a lot of research recently on formidable pixies. And so that was actually one of the reasons why I called a bunch of the local players to get together is doing group fortresses, trying to get them. Um, and I've been also doing a bunch of research on different methods of grinding. So over the last week, I've done, I think, 8 different methods of grinding, and I'll be comparing them all and putting them all into a spreadsheet of not only how much XP per hour can you get, but also how many items do you use per hour, what's the cost of those items, and so you can actually then graph it as to cost per item relationship. How much XP per coin you would spend to do that in an hour, and it'd be kind of an interesting compilation. So I'm really looking forward to that one.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds really really helpful, really informative, and it actually would probably be a good segue into one of our first questions here. So, what should I spend my golden coins on?
well, I'm going to tell people first and foremost before you do anything else, spend your golden coins on bumping up your energy vault up to at least 150. If it's not 150, you're just going to be wasting your time. 150 though, you can do an hour of grinding without having to go back to an end, and that is just that it's a nice butter zone. Um, I currently have mine over 450 because I find that to be I like to do longer grinds and not have to think about it because I have several fortresses nearby that don't have any ends on them.
Mm,
So I just like to be able to. What I do is I go for runs, and so when I'm running, I can't return anything. I can't do fortresses, but I can do ends. And so I'll fill up my stockpile of 400, and then I can go home and be at a fortress and grind it out. But yeah, at least 150, and then after that, runestones, and runestones and Barufio's brain elixir. But really, that's all you need if your goal is grinding. But if your goal is foundables, then there are other ways you can spend it. And that's one of the interesting things about the game is there's just so many different goals that everyone has. I'm getting the comment also on my grinding videos about, so what's the point of leveling up? Leveling up has no point. And I'm like, that is the point. That's all I'm doing. But other people, it's all about the registry, and other people, it's about the skill tree. And so different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, most definitely. I definitely second that with the energy necessity and some of that struggle. So I'm really fortunate in that I have a ton of ends around me, so I can just collect energy and then go for a grind later. And even when I grind, I have the opportunity to go through and still collect energy along the way. But there's been so many times that I've gotten stuck in the like a 5 minute bubble of, do I want to walk to the next end? Do I want to go for this foundable here? What's going on?
Yeah.
So yeah, I saw that you had bumped it up quite a bit, but I think that's definitely helpful, especially for those that really want to do the grind part. Chris, welcome.
Hello.
Hey.
Sorry,
Hey,
I'm a few minutes late.
you joined us just in time.
Yay!
We just got through our first question, which is what do you think you should spend golden coins on?
Ooh. I don't know what everybody else said, but storage for me. Storage capacity updates.
Nice. Anyone
Like,
in specific?
that's the only thing that I've spent them on.
Yeah, I've done quite a few vault extensions, particularly for some of those items, and then definitely energy. Energy was the one that both of us had said was our biggest struggle when we're trying to go out and play, because that way we can just stockpile
Yeah.
when we're around in.
Yeah, I have been trying to prioritize increasing my energy capacity so that when I do my live streams in like a nice populated area with a lot of inns, I can then take all of that stockpiled energy home with me because
Yeah.
I live rather rurally. And it's impossible to do anything out here for more than like half an hour. And it's so frustrating.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that it's been quite hot and humid, so it's kind of a discouragement to go out and play. And when it's not hot and humid, it's pouring rain. So
Exactly. Exactly. Welcome to Florida as well, yeah.
yeah, it's been very, very interesting to kind of see that. And I will actually be starting my moving series pretty soon here. So that'll be fun. Wizards Unite Across America. So be ready for that. So that'll be this upcoming week, traveling across, going to different portions of the states, and be able to see Wizards Unite Across America. So if you're interested in that, definitely stay tuned. And just talked about Chris's James is going out and finding some pixies at night. So he's been just released a video today, right?
Yeah, I put on another one today. Yeah.
Yeah, on those.
You're talking about doxies? Doxies,
No.
like the ones that you can only find at dawn?
Well, I did a video
Doxies
on
are
that
at dawn,
too.
leprechauns are at dusk, right?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Exclamation point.
Okay.
Now, I did a video 3 days ago. Was I woke up at 4 to go out doxy hunting, and then I woke up again this morning to go out doxy hunting to fill out the registry. So yeah.
I've caught one. I've caught one doxy, and it was because I was up until 6 a.m. one night. Because that's my sleep schedule.
Yeah, we're right on the east edge of the time zone, and so morning is early and night is early as well.
Right.
Leprechauns, no problem. Doxies, problem.
Definitely. And there's a community day coming up very, very soon. So that's 1 week away. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Okay, so Community Day, it's going to be the first global community day in the game for anybody who's played Pokemon Go before. This is where you can get together with your community, and typically there's some sort of special event going on. With Pokemon, it was shiny Pokemon were always the draw for Community Day. We don't have any information as of yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys.
No.
As far as what sort of draws they will have for Community Day and Wizards Unite, but there will probably be special, research / achievements that we can go for as a group. Hopefully, we shall see.
If I had money to bet, I'm going to bet that there are going to be like raid bosses to take down in the fortresses.
Specific foes.
Yeah, because if you go into the registry and you go down to challenges, you have the 5 golden challenges that you can normally get in your regular challenges, but on the side there are 2 red ones, and they have main character bad guys. And so you've got, Peter Pettigrew and what's the werewolf?
Lupin.
No, the bad guy werewolf.
Oh, Fenrir Greyback.
Fenrir, thank you. As well
You're
as
welcome.
yeah. What were some of the other ones in there? There was Pinky. Wow, I'm having problems right now. The
Winky?
Catwoman.
The Catwoman.
Yeah, she has all the cats on the wall. Where's Pink?
Umbridge.
Umbridge, there we are.
Oh,
Pinky.
And Malfoy. Malfoy was the other one in there. So you can see those in the registry, but there's absolutely no way to get them. So I'm thinking that those will be the thing.
Okay.
So, who knows though?
Yeah. Oh gosh, taking down Umbridge though. Oh,
I know, wouldn't that be awesome?
Revenge. all of us people who are professors in the game are like,
Oh man, yeah, that would definitely be a very challenging one. And going off of Pokemon Go, right? I think we could probably assume it will be one, but maybe not. Maybe not. But I would think that they'd probably have
where there's one foe specifically for that day. Oh, that's a good point. That they might be spreading out all of these assets that have been added into the game rather than dropping them all at once.
Yeah,
that would make sense too. Because
there
are limited
Malfoy
numbers
Day,
of like really
Day,
bad baddies.
Yeah, got to save the baddies for the events, right? And they have announced quite a bit for such an early game. So I'm really excited to see that. I mean, we've already had an event. We are going to be having our community day event. We've had 2 events. We're having another. Now we're having community day next weekend, and then we have a very fun WizU event coming up in August.
Yeah, FanFest.
So are either of you going to Wizard Unite Fan Fest?
Yes.
Yes.
Already got
I just
the
confirmed
hotel
it last
and
night.
everything.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of excitement. Sweet. So both of you guys are going to be there.
I'm
well,
interested
this
to
is
see
why
how
I
they
was
do
a
the
couple
ticket.
of minutes late. I was late because I'm working literally every single day except for next weekend where I already had something planned, but I'm working every single day until then in order to record it. So that's why I'm not around much except for my live streams. I literally have no time. I need a time turner so badly right now.
Tell me about it. I've been packing for like the past week, trying to get everything ready for the move. And I feel like it's routinely like, well, I've done enough for today.
Right. You get to a certain capacity where you just can't handle putting things in boxes anymore.
Yeah. Why do they have to be boxes? Why couldn't we find something more fun, like cylinders?
See, I use
Hey,
totes.
if you really want to get all wizardy, all you need is, the bag and a nice spell and a little song and dance, like in what was it? The King Arthur one, Sword in the Stone. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Pockety pockety?
Yes.
I would love to be able to pack a room like that. That would be great.
Yeah, definitely. So I think that's really exciting. So you're both going to be there. What are your thoughts so far? It's hype right now because we don't know what's happening, but any thoughts, any speculation?
I'm really interested to see how they do the tickets, because that could be a nightmare or really cool. That'll be very interesting. I would actually love to see if I had my druthers, I would love to see it actually incorporated into an event. In other words, you have to work for your ticket. And then if you've done enough of these assignments and you've completed this, then you've earned your ticket. I think that would be kind of cool. I doubt they'll do that, but I think that would be really interesting.
Yeah. Some of us don't have a lot of time. So for those, and certainly the people who are rural would be pretty upset if they did something like that where it was achievement based, because it's a lot more difficult for some people to play extensively in the game. So yeah, like I do think that's an interesting idea for sure. Because I would love if there was like something special at the event that you could unlock ahead of time by doing stuff. That would be pretty cool. But
Very cool.
For the whole ticket to be based on that, I would hesitate.
Yeah, I at least want it to be linked to accounts. I think that's probably the step in the right direction.
Right.
So that way somebody can't just go in and buy them all out and then leave the rest of us sitting there going, "Where's my ticket?"
Right. I am also hoping that if it is a lottery system, that you can reserve multiples, because I know some people want to take a significant other there, or for some of us WUTubers, we're just like, if I manage to get a lottery and you don't, I will get your ticket for you so that we can help each other out as WUTubers. But I know plenty of people with their friends are going to do the exact same thing. I didn't get it. Oh, well, I did. Do you want a ticket? Planning that sort of stuff ahead of time can help, but lottery, it's you don't know. But I will say that regardless of whether or not I have a ticket, I'm going.
Yeah.
My stuff is non-refundable, so I'm gonna be there. Whether there's an event or not, I'm going. So
I'll stand on the outside and watch everyone have fun.
Right. Well, I do have a literal entire bag full of sour candy, and there is, and I basically ranked the most sour candies I could find in the world. I imported some, and us Wizzy Witches are doing a sour candy challenge. Like live stream, it's going to be ridiculously bad. I hate sour stuff, and I've had every single one of these candies, and it's gonna be bad.
So bad that it's good.
Yeah, so bad that it's good. Like people will laugh at my misery. I hope. That's why we do it, right? We do it for the viewers. But it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I know at least. While Zoe's going to be there, she can't do sour, so she might be like our aficionado. She'll be the one officiating. But
you should get one of those Chinese beads that changes the flavor of sour into sweet.
Oh yeah. I do the miracle fruit.
Yeah.
I actually have some of those, but no cheating. It's like using potions. No, it's not allowed. But I know Cooper is going to be there, and I believe Lynette and Gita and I. So
nice.
five total, maybe. We're open to more. I have, Lord knows, I have enough candy for everybody. So it could be a lot of fun just watching people react to sour candy, puckered faces. So at least we're starting to plan things just to take up time in case people don't have tickets. So we're still going to have a great time no matter what.
Nice. That's exciting. And it seems like Comic-Con is also going to have some special announcements, things that are going to be coming up for that as well. So
Yeah.
Comic-Con San Diego will have some really interesting stuff, and it looks like myself and Lynette will both be there, which is really exciting. This is announcement time. I just found out like very recently that I'm going to be able to go, so I'm really excited about it.
That's awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait to see the stuff that you and Lynette both put out.
Yeah, I'm so excited. It's also coming up next weekend. So currently in Virginia, and I will be in California for Comic-Con. And the in-between will be super fun.
Wow. That's and is that when you're doing your travel across the country, like in the next week? Oh man. Oh, man.
And
like,
apparently there's a hurricane going on.
I don't envy you. What did you say?
And apparently there's a hurricane going on, so I do have to be a little bit careful. Yeah. It shouldn't be too bad. It will probably depress back into a tropical storm by the time I'm going through, but it will be quite a bit of rain.
You're not going like through New Orleans, are you?
I rerouted north, so I was planning on doing the southern path, and I've moved it to the northern path.
Okay. That's what I was worried about. I'm like, oh God, don't say you're going like straight through the French Quarter during a hurricane.
So yeah, definitely not that. Got to avoid those and try and be safe, especially if you're in the area. Please be safe. Make good choices. Protect yourselves. It's worth it to take your time. If you need to like pause on going outside and playing a game for a little bit, it's probably wise.
pick up Hogwarts Mystery again. Maybe.
I actually haven't thought of that game in a really long time.
There's dating now, kind of. Probably for 5th year only, but you know, whatever.
No, that's fun. I definitely haven't touched it. It's not on my phone anymore, so
Fine.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I haven't even opened it. I haven't opened it either. And I got people emailing me going, "Hey, there's a new event that's going to be coming out. Do you want, you know, prior access?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Guys, you're going to have to pay me in order to pull me away from Wizards Unite right now. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
I'm not authorized to compensate. I'm like, then I'm sorry.
So I gotta ask this to James before you got here, but what are your favorite parts of the game so far?
That's just a hard thing to ask. I mean, I love hanging out with other people. Doing the get-togethers are that's a lot of fun. There's a big part of me that loves grinding and just hammering a fortress for an hour or so. I love the excitement of one of the things I like about having the foundables on the map is you don't see what they are until you click on it. And so there's always that moment of excitement of what is this? Especially, you know, there's a red flare on it. It's like, what is it going to be? And then it's something, and then it's a big letdown. You know, it's something you already had. And then every now and then it's that one cool thing like the veil I got the other day, which was just like, and I'm just sitting there staring at it.
It's like
watching a troll bash into it.
I got a red flare, or you know, a red beam of light over one of them, and I clicked on it, and it was a freaking time turner, and I was like,
yes.
And it was right before I was about to go live, and I was like, do I exit, go live, and then go back on? I'm like, no, I can't lose it. I'm not gonna lose it. And so I just turned on my recorder and I recorded myself with it, but it was not live, and I was just like, I'm sorry guys, I'm doing this ahead of the stream. I can't help it. It was hilarious though, because the pixies are using the time turner to make the guy trip and fall all over and over again, and the pixies are laughing, and I was like, that's diabolical. I love it.
I just leveled up.
Hey, nice. What level?
17.
Nice. And what, I know you're a professor, Chris, but what profession are you, James?
I'm professor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Professor hype, all three of us.
Well, I used to be a professor, so I had to.
Yeah. I let my viewers decide. There was a poll, and I was like, I am content no matter what. So choose, choose for me, so I don't have to make the hard decisions.
And they chose well for you.
They chose well. I can adapt to any style of gameplay. I mean, the glass cannoniness of an ore is kind of fun because you know you have to hit hard and fast, or else you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of like the workaround. I'm gonna make the bad guys hit themselves kind of thing with Professor. Deterioration Hex is wonderful. Yes. It's like, oh, you think you're gonna hit? Okay, yeah, keep on going.
Hit me.
Even with the nerf on it, it's still a great move.
So wonderful. But I don't have too much experience with Magizu at all. I know they're kind of tanky, but that's about all I know.
Yeah,
and I know everyone wants to become the beast, but I don't know what that means because I don't have enough time to watch everyone's videos at the moment. So all I know is that's the achievement everyone's like gunning for with their restricted section books is becoming the beast. But it's too far down in the tree to get to yet.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually have a trio here. I'm moving. But my trio here was actually of an Auror, a professor, and a magizoologist. It was like the perfect trio that we had, and it worked out really well for rating. So if you're out there and you're looking, do the trio.
I have no friends. I play alone.
I normally play alone if that makes you feel better.
You know, it's just different. I mean, I have one person in my household who does play, but she plays very casually, and she's also a professor, so she's of no use to me. But she joined me on one of my live streams during the emergency event that happened. Event? Question mark? But during that event, she was on the live stream with me, and we tried to take down a fortress together, and it was my first time doing a fortress with anybody else, and it was interesting. That was interesting. At least we didn't fail, but it didn't go spectacularly either.
I definitely had some trouble with the Brilliant Flora and Fauna event, runestones. So I had ended up using them at an AT&T Fortress.
Oh.
I have never seen such a hard experience.
Really?
Yeah, so the AT&T Fortresses, they beef them up because they have like special rewards.
Right. I have one nearby. It's like the only fortress in my area happens to be a sponsor fortress.
Oh, nice.
That works. Get you the
It
extra
worked?
bonus, right?
Yeah, my AT&T store is just an inn, which kind of stinks.
Mm.
I'm sorry? What did you say?
My AT&T my AT&T store is just an inn.
Oh, okay.
I have to go, 30 minutes away to get to an AT&T that's sponsored or fortress.
Okay.
Yeah, the one closest to me is just the inn, which is, I mean, it was even
It's a
better
good
when
inn.
I couldn't. Yeah, I mean, you get lots of energy from it, which is nice. And it was actually the one that I went to the most before they had adjusted the energy system, because I needed that extra energy, and that was the best place to do it. But no,
For sure.
I have enough energy. Chilling.
Yeah. The energy rework kind of screwed me over because I only have 3 inns in like within a 5-minute drive. And they're in opposite directions, of course. So before, like when the game first dropped, those inns were they had 2 choices of things that you could get out of them, and it was either 6 energy or 10 energy. Any way you put it, that was great. But now that they've reworked it, it's typically either 3 or 4 out of the 5 choices are only 3 energy. And so the chances are you're only getting 3 energy out of every single inn that's rural right now. And I have a problem with that. So where I was getting 10, typically 10 energy per swipe, per Accio or wine and dine or whatever you want to call it. Now I typically only get 3. If I'm lucky, I will get a 6, and that's pretty much it. I think I've only gotten 10 once in the last 6 days on the rural inns. So to me, this is a problem. They adjusted things, and I didn't mind that. I liked that they made the minimum 3 instead of 1 or 2 energy. But then they started putting things in the rural inns that weren't there before, and it's messed with my odds now.
Yeah, my problem was that I had every inn around me only give 1.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
that was just so tedious because I was going to everyone, and then it's, by the time you get to the next one, there's already an foundable that popped up, and I use, 1, 2, 3 energy on that, and then I have to walk to the next
Right.
one, and it just became I'm just gonna not do foundables, I guess, while I collect energy, and that also wasn't super helpful. So
Yeah. Just grind the potion ingredients, I guess. There's an achievement for that.
all about the achievement life.
I am. That's and back to the original question, which is what have you been enjoying the most? The achievement grind, honestly. Since I'm playing alone, most of the things that I'm doing are with the thought of getting certain achievements unlocked. I especially like collecting the badges for the mystery ID, so I've been focusing on the achievements that reward me badges. I'm literally 1 spell cast away, 1 masterful away from having 500 masterfuls.
Dang.
Yeah, just 1. But I have 1 spell energy at the moment, so I'm waiting.
Waiting for that Augmente.
Basically. Oh man, I had a Meteorologynx for Kanto the other day, and I even pushed record because I was like, this is it! And then I botched it. And I was like, oh no. Like,
Too much pressure. Too much pressure.
I crumbled under the pressure. I felt so bad. So I was like, delete that video. I was like, no one will know my shame unless I admit it on the live stream, and I just did. So, oops. I am human.
Don't worry, I won't tell anyone.
Ah, it's fine though. I mean, I've really enjoyed that drive to get something. Though I really do think that all of the gold level ones should reward something more than just a couple coins. I want more than just gold for getting 500 masterful spells. Or heck, push it up. Give us a platinum level. If you get, 1,000 or 1,500 masterful spells, then what do you get? Something cool.
Yeah, I still have quite a few masterful to go. Unfortunately, I haven't been doing as well as you have with it. Still trying to get my first 100. But it's been good. I do enjoy it, and it's always like very and exciting when you do end up getting that masterful.
It is.
It doesn't happen on most of. Bombarda will kill me every time.
Have you guys seen the research done on how much those actually affect the odds of catching?
Matt from Animagus was talking about that during his stream yesterday, where he's taking down every single thing that happens during his spell casts, so that he can determine, does Masterful actually do anything, or is there some sort of glitch where you cast a Masterful and the trace departs? Because that's happened an awful lot to me.
Yeah.
Where I've done some masterful spells. I've done 3 masterfuls in a row in some cases, and it departs. And I'm like, what are my odds? What are my odds right now? So no, I haven't seen the actual research, but I know Matt has been doing some research. So is there anything published?
No, it's something I was thinking about keeping track of. I just haven't yet.
Yeah, I mean, if someone wants to review my live streams, they can take all my information. I don't got the time though.
Yeah, I do feel that. There's been quite a few times that I do the masterful and it departs, and I just go, thanks.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
This is my reward. Okay, so this next question is, what are your least favorite parts of the game?
I think the only thing that annoys me is having to put in the master notes every time. Now that they're all in there, I still have to go and put them in every time. And I'm one of the people who I'm paying for a second cauldron constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm always putting 2 back and forth.
Look at you. Hey, big spender.
You know how it goes. Yeah. So I really don't mind it that much, except for the action of shaking the phone. That's always an annoying step, is I have to shake the phone and then hope that I don't shake it too much, or make sure I shake it enough. All the other ones, not a problem, but the shaking the phone is always like the
really? You have
just annoying.
The flick. It's a swish and flick, my man. It's just it's
I
not
mean,
bad,
even as that goes, it's a really minor annoyance, and it's not really that much, because at the beginning it was a lot of fun figuring them out and playing. I love that little mini game of figuring them out. That was fun.
Right. So even though people had them posted everywhere, I didn't look at anything.
I did not look at them.
I wanted to figure them out myself. But let's see. My least favorite, it has to do with currencies, but I think that's typically most people's gripes with these games. That energy is not plentiful enough, like spell energy, that they don't get enough coins or rewards in order to do things that they want to do. Because I don't grind very much at Fortresses, I haven't come into the problem of needing runestones, but the only way you can get runestones in the store is they're only level 1 runestones. So you can never get runestones that are a higher level, even if you want to pay more for them. So they're not available. And then restricted section books, you get so few of them, and we haven't quite figured out how often we're going to get opportunities to get them in the game in order to unlock different parts of our skill trees. That's just me being impatient. I'm typically relatively chill as a gamer, because I know that it's a slow, steady grind. But I know a lot of people are going to be frustrated by currencies, for sure. And definitely the restricted section books, because they want to progress their skill trees and, become the ultimate in whatever profession they've chosen. But things are going to remain locked for a bit. oh my goodness, kitty.
I want to be on here. I want to be on here.
I'm gonna let him in.
Yeah, I definitely feel that, and I think that's kind of been my challenge as well. Certainly the restricted section books. I think it's very interesting that they've chosen to kind of like apparently lock them up for very specific events. Interesting choice because I'm kind of the person that just wants to like go through and fill out that skill tree as well. So I'm always sitting there like I need more restricted section books. Where do they
Right.
go? I need to go back to the restricted section. And that hasn't happened obviously because very few opportunities to get them. So hopefully that's something that may be incorporated in the future, or possibly I don't know. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. I just want them. Drives.
Pince has that restricted section down, like locked down. You got to find a way around Pince in this game. Gatekeeper.
But possibly
Yes.
like a very specific reward for like an extreme foundable, something like that. I think they could probably maybe incorporate like a restricted section book
Mhm.
here or there, just have a very, very low possibility of getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to like the rare candy in Pokemon Go that was like, I mean, sometimes it was very plentiful, but then it got very restricted.
Well, it also the restricted books add an interesting dynamic to the game in that everyone is held to the same level. No one can progress farther in the tree than anyone else because of this stopgap that only occurs at events. And so it does make it very fair for rural players and such that have a harder time completing other things.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is a sort of gatekeeping measure to keep some people from, grinding to the point that
Yeah.
nobody else has a chance of doing anything.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. So, are you guys contributing to any of the research projects? And if you are, how are you tracking everything?
Yes, I am. I actually have a tablet that I bring along with me, and so I'll set it down on the table beside me, and if I'm catching things, I'll enter them immediately on there. If I forget the tablet, then I write them down and take a screenshot, and then do them again when I'm home. But usually it's with the tablet beside me. It makes it a little faster.
I haven't done anything. I'm sorry. I'm working 7 days a week. When I actually open the game, I don't think to open anything else. I'm just struggling getting my dailies done. Like really, my live streams tend to be the only times that I'm like legit playing.
Yeah, I have been, but I don't take a tablet with me when I go. It's probably a good idea, to be honest. I usually just end up like putting them in when I get back or when I have like a free moment here or there. I've been a little bit lacking this past week just because moving. That's taken a lot of my time. But apart from that, like I always try to, and I've definitely gone through and been like, oh, this is when I found this like type of confoundable. These are the type of oddities that I found at this time, things like that. And how about where I can? Trying to get
So
the
the one I'm
research
really
going.
looking forward to is the potion potion ingredients. What ones are found on the ground? Are those related to time of day? Are they related to location?
Yeah, I want to figure that out too, because I found a good smattering of them in my little area here. I just haven't recognized any pattern. But
Yeah,
if
like-
I kept better track of it, it probably the pattern would emerge. So
Like
I'm not
powdered
helping
dragon's claw.
God.
I've heard a lot of people complaining about not getting powdered dragon's claw. And where I'm at, I throw this stuff away every day.
Powdered dragon's claw?
Yeah.
Yeah. The powdered
I just
dragon's
pick it up on the ground
I've only gotten
constantly.
from Porkies. I've only gotten it from Porkies.
No, I pick it up on the ground every day.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a rare one for me in my area. I've never seen it. Same with the hermit crab shells.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
usually
see those
throwing
at all.
away 40 or more a day.
What?
Yeah.
Insanity.
I would love to know why. I mean, is it just because I find it at the river where I'm normally at, or is it, a regional thing? I don't know. That's what I'm finding out.
when I look at my biome in Pokemon Go, I tend to be in what I'm assuming is a grassland biome. We get, the grass, bug, and poison types of Pokemon in my area. So I wonder how that if that has anything to do translating it into potion ingredients. If there are just some that are more common here. Like I see newt spleen all the time.
Yes.
So much newt
Yes.
spleen. And I'm just like, I don't need this. I'll grab it and then I'll immediately delete it so that I can make more room. I'm just, again, grinding for the achievement of having picked up a lot of potion ingredients. But yeah, there's certainly some that are very, very common. And then ones that are super rare or that I just never see. A lot of the ones that you pick up in your port key locations, I haven't seen them at all, on the ground. So.
See, I'm farming mushrooms at the local Buddhist temple. So it's
Nice.
the closest greenhouse to me. So I have every day I go back 24 hours later and catch them, and then I dump 50 energy in there to get 9 more. And so I'm getting my shrooms that way to make sure I get my brain elixirs.
Yeah.
I think that's something that I could go back to the last question on. Something that I think may need fixing or something that may need revisited for at least favorite part. I think that I don't enjoy that the mushrooms take 24 hours to grow and everything else takes 7 from what I've seen, because I can't grow anything with my schedule apart from the mushrooms where it's like, oh, I know I can do that every day because I know when I could actually go back to something like late at night or some sort of like 24-hour cycle with that.
Yeah. What I think would be interesting as a bit of a rework for that would be if the person who planted it and anybody who actually contributed energy toward it can go and harvest it within 24 hours of when it becomes available. I think that having some sort of way to access it, even if you're not around immediately when it becomes available, like I have missed out on a lot of harvesting because I'm simply not there when it's available. I'll put things down and plant them, but I am typically not there to harvest. So I totally understand that.
I plant something in every greenhouse, whether I'm going to be there or not, just for the community's sake.
Yeah, I try to do that if it's available. Oddly, a lot of the greenhouses in my area are typically taken up. And it's people who are doing stuff at weird hours too, like where it becomes available at 3 a.m. I'm like, I'm not staying up. And then I'm usually up anyway. But like I have said on my stream, my late night Wednesday streams, I'm just like, hey guys, there's a greenhouse that's open. What should I put in? And I was like, no, not the toadstools. I'm like, I'm not doing that so that, people see that it's taken up, but then they'll, start cursing because it's a toadstool that's going to become available at 2 a.m. the next morning. Nobody can take advantage of it. So, yeah. I'm like, don't be that person. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, I had seen somebody on Twitter mention that it might be nice to have some sort of like owl post or something like that for your ingredients if you've ended up like putting in energy for it or doing something to like contribute to the greenhouse.
Yeah, making it so that if you aren't at the greenhouse, you can even get just a small amount of the reward delivered to you if you're not there. Like a silent auction.
I had the unfortunate experience of going into a port key and my ingredients were full, my ingredient vault.
Happened to me several times.
I had very rare ones that just disappear.
Yeah. Into the ether. Sorry.
Said, no. Into the ones and zeros.
You're like, I needed those.
That was the second vault I bumped up.
Yeah. Again, that's why the few coins that I do get, and I haven't put too much money into the game at all. I bought the little Slytherin package at the beginning and the $1.99 package at the very beginning, and that's literally all I've put in so far. Again, no money's paying for Indianapolis.
Want to get to FanFest.
Priorities.
Yeah.
I have to get there first. But due to that, I haven't put a lot of money into the game, so I've been grinding those daily rewards. I have gotten my daily rewards every single day since the game started. So I feel like that should have an achievement. I've been on it, but that's where I've gotten the vast majority of my coins. So I've been using those for storage upgrades whenever possible.
Yeah, definitely. Now, are you doing any sort of like GoFundMe or like Patreon support on your channel, Chris? For
I'm
Fanfest?
looking into starting my Patreon. I just haven't figured out tier rewards yet. But I thought it would be funny to have people basically put in, so long as it's not vulgar or obscene, phrases that they want to hear Moaning Myrtle say during the next live stream, and I'll do a random lottery and say stuff in the Moaning Myrtle voice, like CinemaSins. But other than that, I'm like, I have no marketable skills. What do I give people? But apart from Patreon, which I am working on and hopefully will be getting up in the next week or so, I do have an Etsy shop where I sell my potions class aromatherapy, and like my sculpted dragons and stuff like that. So if anyone really wants to support me, they can check that out. And that's the store name on Etsy is Dragons and Stars. So Dragons and Stars on Etsy is there.
Sweet.
And it's in the links of like every video that I post. So it is available if you want to check it out. Feel free.
Awesome. Yeah, if
There
you're
will
not
eventually
subscribed
be more.
to if you're not subscribed to Wizard Way or James, make sure you do so. Both of their channels are actually in the description as well. So where you're actually posting questions to our forum, that's where we end up pulling questions from. Both of their channels are there, so make sure you're giving them a nice little sub. Check out their channels, support them. They are amazing content creators. A lot of really cool stuff going on with both of them. So super happy to have you guys here.
Thank you.
I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. I think I have like 30 more. Ugh.
Right on the cusp.
Right on the cusp. I'll get there, and then I can move things around a little bit.
Yeah, that'll definitely help out a lot, right? Especially with live streaming and things like that.
It gives me options. I'm actually really enjoying the recording app that I'm using because it allows me to draw on the screen.
Oh.
So I can show people on my screen where I intend to go by drawing and then erasing it. Or when I'm trying to explain something, but I can't show that I'm pointing at something, I can use the drawing feature to indicate where I'm looking, what I'm trying to figure out, that sort of stuff. So that's something that I've been using in that app. So the YouTube app is really nice. It shows certain aspects during a stream that are really helpful. But I actually really have been enjoying the one that I've been using. So I like the options. And maybe one app will work better than another under high traffic situations because I haven't been in those situations yet. So it'd be nice to have options just in case, because I will be live streaming Community Day from either Diagon Alley or Hogsmeade, and I have no idea how that's going to go.
It'll be interesting if nothing else, right? What app is
It
it that
will
you
be
use?
interesting. It will be interesting, and I'm hoping that I can, at the very least, get a few good AR pictures in the area, because yes.
Nice. And then, do you know offhand what app is that you use?
It's called DU Recorder. Apparently, it's not always available in people's app stores. I don't know why.
You have to have
Maybe there
certain
were
phone
issues.
characteristics for it.
I'm sorry?
You have to have certain phone characteristics for it to work.
Ah, okay. Well, there you go. And it's not the most user-friendly in the world. There are a couple tutorial videos, but they're not always helpful when you're trying to figure something out. But I happened upon that one a while back and paid for a premium subscription, which is like $35 for the entire year. And it allows me to draw on the screen, do custom watermarks. It takes care of all of that for me, which is really cool. So
yeah, it's the one I use too. As long as you don't do AR with it, because then you can't do the forward facing.
Yes, it does freeze your face cam if you're doing AR, which I figured that out. That when you go to do a port key, you have to turn off your face cam or else it freezes you, and typically a very awkward face. But
I think that's my face every time I go into a port key for sure. But it's
Am I the only person who actually steps forward when I open a port key? Like I want to step through, even though the camera puts you through it anyway. I'm like, I want to go. I want to be there.
I definitely walk into them, so you're not the only one.
I want the port keys to be different things. They shouldn't all be boots. But that's me being
What do you
Very
want?
nitpicky.
What do you want?
The deflated soccer ball. Someone posed that, and I was like, yes.
Yes.
Like, or make it something that's recognizable from the series, like a broken teacup that has, a mewing kitten on it or something. But it could be fun stuff like that where it's still a callback to, a detail in the books, but it's a portkey.
Splintered broom handle.
Yeah.
One quaffle.
A spray bottle of Doxicide. I mean, like, it could be anything.
Try Wizard Cup.
Oh,
wait, no, you don't want that one.
Spoiler alert.
Don't touch the Try Wizard Cup.
Kill back.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah. That's a whole different meme.
No, that's good though. So what else has been going on? So both's going to be there, of course, at our upcoming fan festival. Are you guys happy with the name of it? I was kind of surprised that they called it Fan Fest, but I think that I like it now that I've thought about it more.
I think that's actually a clue as to what it's going to be. It's more of a festival than it will be, a challenge. So I'm kind of interested to see if that, because I mean, you think festival, you think games and different things that you can do, and rides, and how that kind of incorporates in, and having a Wizarding World festival. I think at least that's what I think of when I think of the name. Otherwise, I don't know why they'd pick it.
When I think of the name, this is what I think of.
Yes.
But
a Ren Fair.
Slacker fans, that's what I think of.
You gonna bring it with you?
Heck yeah, I'm bringing it with me. It's part of branding at this point. I'm actually looking into getting branded Clack fans, since I've been using them in some of my videos for, when I get sassy at people. Sassy or salty or anything. It's very easy to clack a fan at somebody. But they're also actually useful. Very, very hot weather, having a larger fan is actually really, really nice. So I would love to have Wizard Way clacker fans.
That'd be awesome.
We shall see. One of these days.
Coming soon, TM.
Yeah, soon TM indeed.
No, that's good. Yeah, so this is actually, I think we are all out of questions here. Let me double check that we didn't get any more in the form.
It goes a lot faster when there are only 3 of us instead of like 6.
Yeah, definitely. Different perspectives, right? I enjoy that a lot. So it's been good.
Oh,
Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's super awesome. Go ahead and plug your channels one last time. Let people know where they can find you. Hit you up on the socials.
Go ahead, James.
James Wright, Wizards News. Be Wizards News on YouTube, but on Twitter it's News Wizards, because Wizards News is actually a channel about the Washington Wizards. So don't go to that one. Go to News Wizards. But yeah, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
And I am Chris. My channel is Wizard Way, and you can find me on YouTube at Wizard Way, or on my social media, which is Wizard Way Chris with a K. Wizard Way Chris with a K. And otherwise, please feel free to check out my Etsy, which is Dragons and Stars, and I'll hopefully see you guys on my live streams, Witching Hour Wednesdays.
Sweet. Awesome. Thank you guys both for being here. Of course, I am Slitherwin. Thank you for joining into the channel here. You guys are super awesome. Very glad to have such wonderful questions posed to us to be able to answer those for you guys. And thank you for these other WUTubers out there that are able to come out and hang out and let us know a little bit about their perspective on these things. Super awesome to have you guys be ready, because there's going to be a lot of stuff coming to the channel with moving, with Comic-Con, with FanFest, with everything else that's happening. All things Wizards Unite, of course. Be ready, be here, be excited, because a lot to come. If you'd like to look me up on the socials as well, Slitherwin across the board. Twitter, Instagram is Slitherwin with 2 R's.
Thank you for hosting us, Slitherwin.
Thank you.
Always happy to. All right, y'all. Hope you have a wonderful evening. See you guys next time. And Slitherwin is out.